Okay, I know reviews are up for the Ryzen 7 9850X 3D today, including Linus Tech Tips one. But what do you want us to do? Say the same things that Linus said in that video, but with less spittle?
Oh.
Adult braces. Google's new desktop interface for Android, meant to eventually replace Chrome OS, has been spotted by 9to5Google on a Chromium bug report page. It includes screen captures of an Android 16 build codenamed ALOS and a bunch of numbers, which stands for Aluminum OS.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. Google's project to have Android incubate inside of and burst out of Chrome OS's body like an alien.
From Alien.
It mostly looks like Android 16's existing desktop mode, but with a slightly modified top bar and without, crucially, the buttons for back, home, and multitasking usually available at the bottom right. Probably because this is running on an HP Elite Dragonfly Chromebook, not an Android phone or tablet. The other obvious thing here is the extensions button to the right of the URL bar in Chrome, which is only there on desktop versions of the browser. I'd tell you to go see the bug report yourself, but it's been deactivated, probably to stay consistent with what Google does to most of their products. This lines up with what Google executives have been saying openly since last year. Chrome OS and Android are being merged into a single platform. As Riley pointed out in his short circuit video on the Samsung Tab S11 Ultra, big Android tablets already are laptops in a sense, but their desktop functionality is limited. So the obvious thing to do is to combine Android with another very limited OS, and together they'll make one full desktop.
That's math for you. Maths in the UK.
A landmark social media addiction lawsuit will soon head to trial, marking the first time social platforms have had to convince a jury they aren't liable for harming kids, a mere 20 years after those platforms probably started harming kids. The lawsuit's 19-year-old plaintiff claims that platform features like infinite scroll and autoplay triggered depression, anxiety, and self-harm. Unlike previous social media lawsuits, this one is not focused on the impact of the content itself, which platforms are not liable for, but on how the platforms were engineered to be addictive. In a show of confidence about their innocence, both Snapchat and TikTok settled with the plaintiff out of court, with TikTok getting their settlement in yesterday, just a few hours before jury selection started. They would have gotten in sooner, but they saw a video of someone making a funnel cake and got lost in the scroll for 7 hours. It happens to the best of us.
And then got depressed.
Meta and YouTube, on the other hand, never afraid to slug it out with the little guy, are taking this to trial, despite Meta's prospects for the suit not looking so hot. Unsealed internal documents have shown Meta employees messaging one another about the addictive nature of Instagram, with one commenting that IG is a drug, and another saying, "We're basically pushers." Those people got bad attitudes and got canned. Internal emails also show that Mark Zuckerberg made getting teens locked into Meta's apps a top strategic priority, right behind buying big chains, with an email from 2016 stating that Mark has decided that the top priority for the company in 2017 is teens. Very Epstein of him. An open source AI assistant called Moltbot, formerly ClaudeBot, has crossed 80,000 GitHub stars, making it one of the fastest growing AI projects of 2026. Already, it lets you run a personal AI assistant on your own hardware and control it through messaging apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, iMessage, or Slack. People are comparing it to Jarvis from Iron Man, using it to manage their calendar, send emails, book reservations, and even write code. That's how Dad did it, that's how America does it, and it's working out pretty good so far. Except maybe it's not, as security experts have started sounding alarms about Moltbot's security vulnerabilities. Heather Adkins, VP of Security Engineering at Google Cloud, posted a warning not to run Moltbot, as it appears to be massively vulnerable to prompt injection attacks, in which an attacker can feed hidden instructions to the victim's AI assistant. Also, it's not owned by Google, so use Gemini. Rachel Toback, CEO of Social Proof Security, explained that if your autonomous AI agent is reading all your messages and has admin access to your computer, then someone can hijack your computer with a simple DM. But it gets worse. Moltbot is connected to the internet in many different ways, allowing security researcher Jameson O'Reilly, what is this? to find hundreds of exposed Moltbot instances on the web, with some allowing unauthenticated access to private messages, credentials, and API keys. He also demonstrated a supply chain attack through Claude Hub, Moltbot's skills library. He uploaded a proof of concept malicious skill, artificially inflated the download count to over 4,000 to look more legit, and watched as developers from 7 countries downloaded it. The skill was benign, but O'Reilly said He could have exfiltrated SSH keys, AWS credentials, and entire code bases. Moltbot's own documentation acknowledges the risk, stating, running an AI agent with shell access on your machine is spicy. Really? They actually wrote that?
Yeah.
That's verbatim?
Yep.
And who can argue with that? Handing root access to a hallucinating robot prone to being compromised by simple text messages is my fourth favorite spice, right after Peri Peri, Montreal Steak, and our sponsor.
Squarespace! You know, they say it's an all-in-one website platform, but I think of it more as an all-in-fun website platform because that's exactly what you're gonna be having when you use it. At Linus Media Group, we use Squarespace to power our website because it just works. It's got design intelligence that combines decades of design expertise with cutting-edge AI, so our site looks polished and uniquely ours. See, that's pretty fun. From Blueprint AI building pages fast to Squarespace payments handling checkout seamlessly, everything we need is in one place. So start building your website today and receive 10% off your first purchase by visiting squarespace.com/techlink. Wow, fun!
And you know what else? How about a quick bit before the quick bit? Samsung revealed their Galaxy Z trifold phone is gonna cost $2,900 US. Do you want me to sit here and cry about it? Or do you want some real quick bits?
Come on.
You want them. Intel just switched on XeSS 3 multi-frame generation in new drivers, letting Arc GPUs and Core Ultra iGPUs generate 2x, 3x, or 4x the frames across any game that already supports XeSS 2. The best part, if a game already supports the second generation tech, developers don't need to release updates for the new one to work. You just gotta turn it on in the Intel control panel. I know what you're thinking. XeSS spelled backwards is SSEX, and now you can do it 3 times with your iGPU. It's time to boogie down, boys. Did you know Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model Y, sexy.
Yeah.
Elon did it first. NVIDIA finally did it, folks. China has reportedly approved initial purchases of NVIDIA's H200 AI chips by ByteDance, Alibaba, and Tencent, covering more than 400,000 chips. After a year of Uncle Sam saying, no, China saying, please? And Uncle Sam saying, well, okay, since you asked nicely. And then China saying no once they actually got permission. Apparently all it took was a visit from the great one, Jensen Huang himself. Sorry, Gretzky. Maybe he gave Xi Jinping the skinny on where to get those thick leather jackets. I guess we'll find out at the next press conference.
Xi Jinping's press conference
Yeah.
comes out in leather.
Actually, leather assless chaps. Sparks fly, Stone Cold Steve Austin beer.
This is how you get social credit.
Iran is planning to permanently cut itself off from the global internet, sending a virtual fist bump to North Korea. After 20 days of near total blackout during widespread protests and by all accounts a hideously violent response by authorities, the government is now implementing what digital rights group FilterWatch calls absolute digital isolation. Instead of lifting the shutdown, they're building a whitelisting system where 90 million Iranians can only access approved domestic sites, while security vetted elites get access to the outside world. Our porn, our awesome sunglasses. Even worse, VPNs won't help because new deep packet inspection updates are specifically designed to fingerprint VPN and Starlink traffic. A government spokesperson, who's probably evil, confirmed international access will never return to its previous form. Except, of course, in the offices of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Reports say when he's not hurrying to the little Ayatollah's room, he's compulsively doomscrolling thirst trap posts on Tumblr.
We have it on good authority.
Amazon accidentally tipped its hand on planned layoffs after an internal AWS email went out way too early. The message, sent by Senior VP Colleen Aubrey, scheduled a Wednesday meeting titled Project Dawn, which then promptly got canceled. The email claimed impacted colleagues in the US, Canada, and Costa Rica had already been notified and referenced a follow-up note from HR chief Beth Galetti that, awkwardly, never appeared. Aubrey wrote, changes like this are hard on everyone. Still, considering Cisco CEO Chuck Robbins says that the real risk of losing your job comes from someone who's very good at using AI, maybe this was AI's way of proving that it can do stuff on its own. Just get it over with. Fire them already. And Figure just dropped new footage of its Helix 2 humanoid robot calmly putting away dishes, and somehow that is way more unsettling than it should be. The video shows some serious fine motor control, hip bumping a drawer closed and using its foot to close the dishwasher, showing it's got the dexterity to complete chores with style and to murder you.
Not both.
I mean, at least it's actually useful, unlike those other robots who can't stop doing karate and air flips. Meanwhile, Fauna Robotics went the opposite direction with Sprout, a small, waddly little guy who's actually designed to be cute and emotionally disarming. Why can't we give that one the knife? That one seems like a much safer option, or at least
We'd feel better
I could
about
be
being
like,
stabbed.
you too,
Yeah.
Brutus. But the best option would obviously be for you guys to come back tomorrow for more back on Friday for more tech news. I think that's right.